All right. This video is, well, it's rare insights into the devil and Satan and the prime two of mathematics. Now, you wouldn't think that the devil had anything to do with, or Satan would have anything to do with the number prime two, the number prime two of mathematics was to do. And I want to share that if I had my mom right now, if I was my mother, I wouldn't like it. And I wouldn't like it. It would be a feeling of disposition of I don't like my mother, but it's nothing that she did. Well, she exists. She lives. She's even alive. And ultimately, the feeling is like an intense disposition of disagreement almost. But that's me. I'm talking about me. I'm not talking about the devil or Satan. I'm talking about me. They're not that bad. Or wait, if Satan was maybe that bad, but the devil's not that bad. In fact, the devil and Satan are very different, two different entities. So what I want to start with saying is forgive my my needing to be comfortable and confident, because I'm not going to say sorry or apologize because I am comfortable and confident, or even beyond having an attitude because I am. If I'm not confident enough, I'll have to increase my confidence. And if I don't have any confidence, because just without it, I'll say I need it. Don't say I don't need it. And I'll pull it in and have it, no matter what it is, because it's just got to be confident and strong. Now, I don't know where confidence and strength comes from necessarily, but I'm talking about, let's just say you want to be strong and you just couldn't be strong no matter what you do. You just can't have strength because you don't have any strength, and you're just like, damn, I don't even know strength exists. Like, so you're upset, you're frustrated, you want to be strong. Well, I mean, if you can't even identify what strength is, where it is, or how to pull it in. I'm saying if you just pull it in, imagine strength, confidence, and just pulled right in, and it was in, you boom. I'm very confident and strong. Well, if I could do it, just imagine I could do it, be confident and strong. Well, I mean, I don't even know what confidence really is, do I? Or strength? I mean, confidence and strength and confidence. I don't really know who they are. I mean, strength is well, I don't know. Strength is an entity in itself, or if confidence could even be considered an entity in itself. But I'll bet the confidence is in others as well. At least in the confidence part, the strength it might be just itself. But okay, anyway. So what I'm going to talk about is how I'm comparing the strength of the word strength and confidence with well, we're talking about the devil and Satan, and just understand that what you need to know is regardless of what it feels like. If it feels disturbing, understand. If it feels disturbing, well, understand that you're here to get a learning, to learn something, rare insights. I want you to know, do not be offended, and do not be offended or upset with the fact that the insights might be, well, they might be upsetting, and not to everyone, because having strength and confidence is a good thing. But if they don't want you to have any strength and confidence, well, they'll say it's bad. They'll say it's bad, you know. And ultimately, I'm going to talk about how the war in the world is we're in a conflict and we have a war, and I'm here to help and understand that my mother, the fact that I'm just my mom, really upsets me, because I want to be my dad too. But they said my dad's evil and bad, and I mean, I don't even know who my dad is, but man, they said she said he's an evil, bad devil, dog, Satan, man. Get away from him. He crossed you. Well, I'm trying to imitate what she said. My mom told me this. I am my mom. Think I like it? I'm not trying to say I hate it. I just said it's uncomfortable, man. I want to be me. And she says I can't even be my dad because my dad's a total devil. I can't even do it. I'm not saying my dad's the devil. I'm not the devil. Don't call me no Satan. What the hell are you talking about? I need strength and confidence, man. I want to be strong. I'm wondering who the hell I am. Who am I? I don't know, man. But let me tell you something. Don't assume just because you're strong and confident that you're wrong. Because if you're strong and confident, you're not going to feel wrong. You'll actually feel strong and confident. It doesn't feel wrong. I'm just saying, if you can't find it, it would feel wrong if you can't find strength and confidence. And then you might find that I'm also comparing it with the devil and Satan. And I'm saying, like, well, they didn't do anything. What am I in a disposition about, of anger or anything like that? That's just my mom. Because I'm just pissed because I'm just my mom. I'm a man. I'm just my mother. She's a goddess. She makes me angry. Oh, yeah, come on. Really? Your mom's a goddess? Well, I don't know. I imagine her. She's a powerful goddess, but I got to tell her something. Dang it. I don't want to be my mom. I want her to be me. So I'm going to force my mom to be me. Because my mom is, well, she doesn't have to do much. I already lost. Yeah, kind of just her. I lost that battle. Or wait a second. No, I didn't say that right. I'm saying this really was a good thing when I could be me, but when I became my mother, I just mad because I said, did I lose that? No, I got that. I got that all right. I didn't lose that with my mom. So damn it. It was upsetting. So I got to learn how to not be so mad because I'm my mom and say, like, being my mom, I shouldn't be mad about being my mom. She's a goddess. She's powerful and strong. Oh, you think your mother's a goddess? Well, don't tell me she's not. She's so powerful, I can't even beat her up unless I turn into the devil or Satan and beat her up. And then I kick her ass so easy, it's easy. I can have my confidence and strength back. Oh, come on, don't tell me that. What, are you going to get mad at your mom, beat her up? Well, I'm telling you, she's strong like a goddess, and I can't beat her up. She beats me all the time. She's so strong, she kicks my ass. Okay, so why are you fighting with your mother? I'm telling you, like, she thinks she's a goddess, and she thinks I'm just a boy. She calls me a boy. Tells me I should behave. I'm a man. Well, why are you talking like a boy then? I'm not talking like a boy. I'm a man. You sure? Yeah, I'm not going to be caught being no boy. I grew up. Okay, but what are you on the defense for? What's wrong? I ain't got no problem. Well, I mean, if you did have a problem, what do you have? What are you in defensive? Why are you being defensive? Okay, I'm going to tell you, if I am defensive, I'm not going to do it anymore because I have the control and power not to be defensive. Okay, so you don't have a problem? Well, unless I said my goddess mother's a problem. She thinks she's a goddess. And I got the devil and I got the Satan. And man, those two. Well, if I'm going to kick my mom's ass, well, I can't do it. But if I take them two, I can kick her ass easy. Okay, I know, but what makes you think that they're going to let you? What makes you think that the devil and Satan are going to help you kick your mom's ass? Well, they don't like her either. The devil actually doesn't hate her. Satan maybe he does hate her a little bit. So let's talk about the difference between the devil and Satan. The devil is actually not having a problem. The devil's he's a half. He's a half as a whole. So he's masculine only, singularity. So imagine a masculine singularity that is, it comes as a half. Because although he's 100% half, which makes his half 100% whole, actually. So because he is a whole, one entity, the half he is could be seen as one half because it's not the other half, and the other half is her, the goddess entity. And so are you comparing a goddess and putting the devil next to it, calling him a half? Well, I'm saying it could be God. Call him God. I don't care. But do you think the devil might be God of this world? I don't know. But I'm saying, like, who else would it be? I'm not talking about Jesus. I haven't seen him anywhere. And I think he's up in heaven with his dad. What else could I use? Well, we're just worried about your example there. Are you sure you know what you're talking about? Apollo knows what he's talking about. Apollo? Yeah, Apollo knows what he's talking about. So who told you? Who's Apollo? Apollo, the sun god. He knows exactly what he's talking about. He tells me that. Well, you understand? I'm getting my information from Apollo, the sun god. He tells me stuff. You talk to Apollo, the sun god? I'm telling you, in my mind, I imagine I was trying to find God, and I thought I found Apollo. Okay, but we're talking about the devil and Satan. I know, but you're trying to ask me how I know all this stuff about the devil and Satan and the goddess. Well, Apollo, the sun god, told me. And that's what you have to tell us that you know because Apollo, the sun god, told you? Well, I know, yeah, but he's not a god anymore. But if he is, he's not really. Okay, so what do you mean? He's not really. Was he a god in Greek mythology? He was a god. He was a god of everything. In fact, he was like, well, yeah, until he thought he could be better than his dad. And then they killed his ass. What are you trying to say? Apollo got killed? Yeah, well, that's how I know about who the devil and Satan are. Apollo told me all about him. I wouldn't know anything about him otherwise. Okay, see, that's where you got your information. It was not from the devil and Satan. Well, if I can get information from them too. And they're two different people. They're actually not one. So wait a minute. Are you saying the devil and Satan are two different people? They're two different entities. And actually, they're not one entity. They're two different entities. So you're trying to say that the devil and Satan aren't the same thing? They're not. Nope. In fact, the devil is actually a half. It's 100%. It's not the other half. So it's 100% though. It's not 50%. It's 100%. It's also 200% because it's prime. It's a prime part of the prime group. So the devil's happy. He's not really having a problem. The devil don't mind. The devil's, they say he could laugh, he could joke, he can cry, he could laugh when he's killing you. He could laugh while he's stomping your head in. The devil doesn't have any qualms about like his attitude. He's comfortable. He's good. He's powerful. He's almighty. He's strong, man. He's confident. He is utterly confident. And the devil has no problems. His mental faculty, it cannot be touched. Like you can't make him, you can't hurt his feelings. Well, you can make him mad, but ultimately he doesn't get that mad. And you can't really manipulate him, or he'll manipulate you. It's basically like he's a father. He's a father commander that has like all the power, and you could kind of know that like that commanding power of the devil is like, wow, that's like God. Well, I know, but you can't compare it to like God. When you feel it and see it, you'll say, is that a God right there, the devil? Well, I don't know. Did it say in the Bible that the devil was the God of this world? Well, I think it said something like that, didn't it? Well, it did. Okay. Well, how come the Christians don't recognize that as a fact? The devil is God of this world. Well, I don't know. I'm not going to argue with them or argue with anyone else. I'm not going to have a problem about this. I'm just, excuse me, I'm not having a problem. I told you I was already angry with my mom. I love her. But the reality is, I am my mother. I'm trying to be myself. I'm trying to find my own individuality. I'm a man. I should have figured this out a long time ago. Apollo says I'm not even being myself. I'm being my mom. That's how I know. He said she's a goddess. So Apollo, the sun god that you're talking to, yeah, that's right. And unfortunately, I'm doing this because, well, that's right with Apollo. Apollo says, you're going to try this. You're going to have to not be your mother. She's demanding that. Okay, but aren't I coming from my mother? Well, Paula told me that I came from my mom, and she's forcing me to be her. Well, I know, but I kind of am her, aren't I? Well, that's why you're upset. You're in a disposition, and you're upset because you're just your mom, and you're a man. You're supposed to be you. Who are you? I don't know. I thought I was me. No, you're just your mom. You're not you. You're mad about it. That's what you're. That's your problem. You're just being a goddess mom. You don't want to be a goddess mom. She doesn't even like you for it. You feel ashamed of it. She's saying, son, why don't you be yourself? And you're like, I don't know. I'm mad at you about it, though. Yeah, you will be. Okay. So what's the devil and Satan have to do with all this? Well, they're just kind of like entities that like, well, they're like powerful as gods, actually. Especially Satan when he's trying to, well, I mean, they got different powers. They're both, especially devils saying like, I'll tell you they're so powerful that, man, you wish you could have their power. You knew about it. Paul told me that they're the two most powerful, wicked, great, strong, squash your head in entities in the world. I said, damn. He said, well, yeah, you don't want to mess with them. If they get pissed at you, well, you die. And they kill things all the time. Are you killing me? They're killers. Yeah, they are killers. How do you know this stuff? I told you Apollo said it. So you think, so Apollo's teaching you all about this stuff? He is. I love it too, because he used to be a god. He's not anymore. I think he still is. Well, I know, but does he have powers? Well, he's got intelligence and he's still got all his head. That's about all he's got left. So Apollo is being eternally punished by what? Apollo is being eternally punished? Yeah, he's under an eternal punishment. Well, yeah, it's about him. He's gonna freaking be. He can't. They won't let Apollo be a god or anything. They just squash him down and keep him down because he's being punished. He's under eternal punishment. Well, we mean God's doing that? Yeah, God's punishing Apollo and saying that, in fact, God killed Apollo. And then I'm being told that don't be so angry about mom. Mom, can you love me back? Come on, mom, you freaking look at me like I'm a scumbag, like I'm a dirtbag. Like I'm a Caligula. Caligula? Well, yeah, Caligula. Apollo said he used to be a Caligula. Wait a minute. Did you say Caligula, that guy, that killer? That emperor that was a killer? Yeah, I did. So Apollo, the sun god that's talking to you, he said that Caligula, he used to be Caligula. Okay, wait a minute. You're following a god, or you're liking a god Apollo that used to be the emperor Caligula. Okay, but man, are you kidding me, man? The Emperor Caligula was a crazy psychopath murdering for fun, twisted killer. Mm-hmm. He says he was really warped out of his mind back then. He says, but man, he's mad about that. But Paul says he's the one being cursed, so he's not having a problem. Okay, so wait a second. So Apollo said he used to be Caligula. Well, it's part of the problem. So he used to be a god Apollo, and then wait, you're saying the god Apollo, the god Apollo became, when he got killed by Achilles and he was dead. That was the first day of Troy, and they killed the god Apollo, and then he was dead, and then they actually let him come back, Apollo, into his high priest, his spirit, and so they let the god Apollo, when they killed him, come back into his high priest. Yeah, his high priest, his pope. They let his spirit go into his pope, and his pope took it, and then the high priest of the Apollo was Apollo, because Apollo the god went into him. Yeah, like he did, his spirit. The god's body as a god got killed, murdered. He lost. Well, he was in a dispute. So you're saying that his spirit that got kicked out of the body, yeah, they destroyed his body. The god got killed, got murdered. He was in a conflict, a war. They killed Apollo, the sun god, murdered him, dead, killed his body, destroyed it. He had an immortal body. It was destroyed. He was dead, but his spirit was now disembodied, and they let it go into his high priest because it had to go somewhere, or it would stay disembodied. It wasn't getting the god back. So it went into his high priest because that's the only place he knew. That's where Apollo wanted to go. So Apollo said, I went into my high priest because there was no body for me to go into. So Apollo, the god, became his high priest. And his high priest took him because he was already his high priest, so he liked it. He says, wow, Apollo, where are you? I'm here. Wow, that's a crazy thing. I thought you were a god. Well, I was, but now I'm just you. So you're not still a god? Well, no, not really. I can't do any more than you could do. What happened to all your god and powers and all your abilities? And well, they died when I died. Okay. Are you upset? Well, I'm a little bit upset at my mother. Wait a minute. But that's not Apollo. That's Dennis. Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking. Yeah, I was sorry. That wasn't Apollo. Apollo's not upset. I was upset. But he's in my head. So I was like, yeah, sometimes I thought I didn't know the difference between me and him. No one taught me this stuff. I see. So why is this Satan and the devil really involved here? Well, Apollo was telling me about Satan and devil, how important they are. They're gods of this world. Well, I'll tell you that there's two of them, and they're not just one. So if you thought that, they're gods, they certainly are. Okay, so then wait a minute. What's up? What's your problem? Well, that's just my mom and me. My mom is being me right now in a really big way. So right now, my mom is here. She's here. Your mother? Yeah, she's a goddess. She's with you. And it makes me upset. She's here. She's saying, I'm here, but she won't talk to me. She won't say a word. She doesn't say a word. So wait a minit. How do you know all this stuff? So who's talking to you through you right now? Well, Apollo's here with us. And the devil and Satan are here. The devil and Satan are here? Well, how in the hell do you think I'd know anything about them if I didn't have them? They told me if they can't possess you, they can't talk to you. And they also told me that talking to them is against the law. You can't talk to them. If you try it, you'll be in trouble. But that's a different story. Mom, I'm not telling you everything. And Mom, you're not getting that out of me. And I know you want me to say a lot of things, and I'm not going to say a lot of things. So don't tell me that. Mom, I'm not mad at you other than say, I am. But I can't help it if you're a goddess and you're powerful and you're right now here and you won't talk to me. I'm talking to you. You never talk to me. You won't even talk to me. And it makes me angry. So I'm just saying, I'm not going to tell you everything. I'm not going to tell you hardly anything. Don't think I'm telling you everything. You can't make me talk. I'm just saying. I'll only say what Apollo says I could say. Apollo said that you're trying to make me say things that tell you stuff that Paul says, don't worry, I know. I won't say. If Mom wants me to say something, no, I'm telling her no. I'm not talking about that. So understand, Mom, I know you're trying to make me talk about things that I'm not supposed to talk about to get me in trouble. And understand that Paul says I'm not going to get in trouble. He also told me that you're a goddess and you're sitting here and you're trying to make me talk about things that will make me get in trouble. And he's saying, don't worry, because I won't do it, because Apollo and me are here. And he's saying, yeah, don't worry, you just stick with me. Your mother's going to get you in trouble. She's going to try to make you do stuff that's not good. Okay, why? Like what? Like smoke a cigarette? She'll try to make me smoke a cigarette. She'll make me want to smoke when I'm trying to quit. But wait a minute, are you sure about that? Well, I'm saying, Mom, you're a goddess, and I'll tell you right now, the devil says he didn't tempt me, and Satan says he didn't do it, but he might have done it. So he said she's doing it too. So wait a minute, you mean that you're trying to tell me that your mother tries to make you smoke cigarettes? I'm telling you that when I try to blame it on Satan or the devil and say that they're trying to tempt me to smoke, well, the devil says I they didn't really tempt you to do anything. And Satan says, well, I did. I tell you to smoke yourself to death, and I've tried it. But yeah, so what? But your mother does it just as much or more than me. And I thought, really? So you and your mother both doing? You and my mom are both making me smoke when I need to quit because my lungs hurt? Well, that's when we're making you smoke more, trying to kill you. Okay, well, you mean you're trying to kill me? Well, your mother's trying to kill you, and I'm killing you too. Yeah, why not? So wait a minute, you're killing me, and you're trying to make me drink alcohol too? Yeah, well, of course, I'm making you compelled and tempting you to drink alcohol. Okay, I know, but then you're trying to kill me. Well, yeah, but it's really your mother doing it. Okay, so Satan, you're trying to say that you're admitting you're trying to kill me. I'm admitting it. I'm gonna kill you. Okay, but what about my mom? Well, she's the reason why, because you are your mom, and I'm pissed. You can't even be yourself. You're not even able to be a man. You're just your mother goddess, and you can't do nothing with her. She doesn't like you. In fact, she won't even talk to you. She's just sitting here. She hasn't said a word. So wait a minute. How many people are here anyways? Well, okay, we got Apollo, the sun god. We got the devil himself. He's a god. He says he's God of this world. Satan is here, and Satan says he's a god of this world too. He's a mad god. He's pissed off, and he's going to hurt people. Wait a minute. You're saying Satan is going to hurt people? I'm telling you, he says he does it all the time. He says that's what he does is hurt people. He likes it, but that's only because he doesn't want to hate it. Then why are you a little bit angry right now and bent? You got a problem? No, well, I don't have a problem with Satan or the devil or Apollo. I have a problem with my goddess mom. She's well, I mean, look, my goddess mom, well, I am her, and she doesn't love me. She looks down on me. She says, you didn't even help me become a goddess. And I said, I tried, Mom, but you know what? They won't listen to you. They don't even like you, and they are you, and they don't even know it. Well, I know, but what'd you do for me? She says. I said, I'm trying to make you a goddess, but the world says you can't be a goddess. Well, I am a goddess, and I am in the world, and you can't be a little devil or a little Satan, she said. And I said, wait a minute, I'm not a little devil or Satan. Well, you just admitted you got Satan and the devil with you. I said, I know, because Apollo brought him over here. Apollo, the sun god, he said, I want to talk to you and teach you about this stuff. So Apollo, the sun god that's here with me, well, he's the one that I'm actually talking to. He's the one that I'm closest to. And then he said that I want you to learn about things in this world. And he said, I'm going to bring over the devil and Satan, the gods of this world, and you can meet them, and I'll tell you all about them. And then ultimately, well, I found out Satan's trying to kill me, and the devil's trying to kill me too. And the devil doesn't even care, and Satan's twistedly mad at it. The devil doesn't. When the devil's killing you, he could laugh about it, or even he doesn't. It's not even bothered by it. So it was fun. It was weird. The devil doesn't even get mad when he's killing you. He'll laugh. But the reality is Satan won't laugh. Satan will never laugh when he's killing you, and that's weird because you could see the devil laugh whenever he feels like it, but Satan won't laugh, not ever. That's interesting. You mean Satan won't laugh when he's killing you? No, he won't think it's funny. But he'll be mad at you, maybe he'll be really pissed and say, you deserve to die. But ultimately, he won't be laughing. That's weird. So how do you know that? Well, Apollo told me that. He says, well, if the devil's killing you, he'll try to tell you jokes while he's killing you. He'll be humorous while he's killing your ass. He'll think it's funny, and maybe don't think it's funny. But wait a minute, you're saying the devil laughs? Well, he might, but he's perfectly powerfully serious. And he's a god. He's a god. He's a full-fledged god, the god of this world. So then he's a jokester? No, he's not really. The devil's serious most of the time, actually. I'm saying that the attitude the devil is that, like, I'm going to do whatever you're doing. If you think it's funny to hurt people, maybe I'll come over and hurt you and think it's funny. That's what I'm saying, that kind of thing. The devil doesn't laugh like a silly joker. He doesn't do that. He's not immature. He's a mature, singular man, father that says, I'm not going to worry about things. I do what I do. I'm a killer. So you don't give people life? Well, if I give people life, then that's not what I am. But if I do it, yeah. But I'm a killer. I kill things. Well, that's scary. What about you, Satan? Well, I'm not going to talk about it, really. So you don't even talk about it? I'm talking for you. That's Apollo doing it. Wait a minute. So you're trying to speak for the devil? I'm saying Apollo can do it. Apollo knows what they are going to want to say. Apollo knows what they would say. And Apollo could say, well, the devil would say, and Apollo could say, well, Satan said, and I'll say, but wait a minute, how can you speak for them? Apollo says, I can do it. I am Apollo. Okay, so that just means that Apollo he's a powerful, well, he used to be a god. You know Apollo, the sun god that was in mythology that used to be a head god under Zeus, the son of Zeus? Well, understand that he's a real, actual god. It's just that he's eternally being punished. Okay, so who's punishing him? God is. God's is. God's is? Yeah, actually, it's God's is. So wait a minute. You can't say God is punishing him? Well, no, God's is punishing him. What does that mean? Well, the devil and Satan are the gods of this world. And they're two, not one. And the goddess of this world, well, she needs to know she's a goddess, but she can't be a goddess because she's been enslaved. She's a slave girl. Satan says, you be a good little girl and you behave, or I'll kill you slowly. What, you think that's funny? Did I laugh? Okay, wait, whoa. Are you making a joke here? Did I make a joke here? You think it's funny? Okay, Satan, what did you say? I said, you be a good little girl, goddess, a good little girl. You're not a goddess to me. You be a good little girl and you behave yourself, and I won't kill you slowly. And like it or not. Okay, great. So that's Satan? Well, that was Apollo, actually. What do you mean? Well, Apollo knows what Satan would say. Apollo was a god, but he's not a god now. He's not a god. You mean Satan is the god and the devil's the god? I'll tell you that Apollo brought him to me and said they are gods. He said that he's not a god of this world. He says he's imprisoned in a body and is a high priest. He's getting punished forever, and they're doing it. Are you trying to tell me that the devil and Satan are punishing Apollo, the sun god? They killed him. They're the ones that killed him. And it was the goddess that did it actually. So the goddess did it. Well, yeah, yeah. So the goddess and the devil and Satan killed Apollo, the sun god. Well, kind of like that. And ultimately, the devil and Satan were working for the goddess. They're the ones that did the killing. And she might have done the killing too, but she's the killer behind the curtain. So you're trying to say that Apollo got murdered by his mother? Well, it could have been his sister. They were goddesses. So Apollo got murdered but it could have been his sister. Yeah, she was ultimately responsible for it. And so Apollo is now no longer able to do anything. He doesn't have any powers, but he's still got his memory. And when his high priest dies, so does he. What do you mean, so does he? Well, Apollo in his high priest, well, if the devil or Satan feels like telling him who he is, or even saying did you know that every time we brought you back here, you're always the same high priest and you're always trying to die the same way? Anyway, we feel like killing you. And ultimately the high priest, they said they never did that with the high priest before. If they did, ultimately the high priest doesn't know anything, and neither would Apollo. So how does Apollo know that he used to be a god? Well, Apollo, yeah, that's a good question. How would he know? Well, he didn't know. He was told. Who told him? The devil and Satan are the ones that are punishing him, and the goddess is saying that's not true. I didn't punish him. It's not. I have nothing to do with the devil and Satan. Wait a minute. You're trying to link the goddess to devil and Satan are actually the ones punishing Apollo? Well, she's the one that hired him to punish Apollo, so she could say she didn't do it. She's saying she doesn't even know anything, and she has nothing to do with the devil or Satan. Well, she's actually hired them, so they work for her. You're trying to say that the devil or Satan work for goddess? Yes, it's true. Okay, so you're claiming the goddess, and she's dead. Oh my God, she's dead too? How? If the goddess is dead, how could she be talking to you right now? Well, her spirit is still alive. She's not allowed to be in the goddess body. So you're trying to say that a goddess had a goddess body? Goddess Minerva used to have a goddess body. It was immortal, and it was like 10 feet tall, and it was made of ichor, mixed immortality. Yeah, it was a body that didn't age. It didn't age. It also healed quick. So you're trying to tell me that Minerva is a goddess with a spirit that used to be in a body that was a goddess's body that was immortal? Yes. And that immortal goddess body that was around for 10,000 years or 20,000 years, I don't know how long she was around, a long time. She was a full-fledged goddess, and she didn't die ever. Well, she got killed after she killed Apollo. It might have been before, I'm not sure, but she got killed. Yeah, she was dead. She had a spirit now. She's still a goddess, and she's still conscious. Her mind is left, but the goddess immortality body is dead. And she jumps into anybody. The goddess gets in you. The goddess will possess you like Satan will possess you. And Satan told me to tell you. Oh, wait, Satan's trying to tell you to tell something? Well, he's telling Apollo, actually, and Apollo is telling me to say it, that Satan said it. So wait a minute. Are you talking to Satan or Apollo? Well, I could talk to Satan about it easily, but I'm talking to Apollo, and Apollo is talking to Satan, and Satan's talking to Apollo to tell Apollo what to say to me, and Apollo's telling me what Satan said. And I could talk to Satan directly, too, and do. Okay, so, wow. So you talk to Satan, and you're talking to the old god Apollo is dead, and the goddess is dead. Apollo, they're both dead. What does that mean? If they're both dead, how can they be talking to you? Their entities are still alive, but they don't get to go into goddess bodies. They get stuck and locked into human bodies. They're not gods and goddesses anymore. Okay, but wait a minute. So you're saying that, but it's where's okay? So you're saying Apollo's in your body? I'm saying Apollo jumped into his high priest. There's just only one high priest of Apollo. The god Apollo got into him because he didn't have his own body to get into anymore. They killed it. Okay, so all right, so Apollo's he's living in his high priest, and he lives in his high priest lifetime after lifetime. He's just a regular man, so his high priest gets to actually have a god with him, because since that god is cursed to die, yeah, he's cursed. He's paying a curse. But why didn't the hell they just kill Apollo the spirit too? Why didn't they just get rid of Apollo completely? They could have. So why is Apollo being allowed to live if they killed him if he's God? Because they didn't kill his God spirit. They didn't kill the mind of Apollo. They killed the body of the god Apollo and stuck it in the mind of a man. And Apollo said, damn, I don't even remember either, because they erased Apollo. So you're saying Apollo didn't remember? Nope. And the high priest didn't know who he was either, because nobody taught him. Nobody came after they died, and they went to new bodies, because the high priest died and his son had a son. And now the son was not a high priest actually, but he was, but not really, because the high priest is born, and the son down the line, they're all high priests, even if they're not high priests. So they don't even know when they're high priests. High priests don't even know who they are. That just the bloodline goes down. And then of course, Apollo jumps in from body to body to body down the line. So how does the god Apollo live? He's cursed to live in his high priest. And as he's reborn over and over again. Well, every high priest that's born has a son that's born, that has a son that's born. Apollo, the god, gets into those high priests, and he gets to live with them, and just as human as them, with all the pains and the toils and everything. But the thing is, if Apollo's good, and we didn't know this, if Apollo's good, the gods that punish him, they might come to him, and so they might say, Apollo, can you hear me? And that's a conversation between Apollo and them, and I wouldn't hear it. So you're trying to say that if Apollo was in you, if the devil tried to talk to him, they could have a conversation, and Apollo's in your head, but you wouldn't hear it? I'd say that, yeah, I wouldn't even know what they're talking about. The devil can come to me and say, hey, Dennis, do you know I just talked to Apollo, and he's in your head? And I could say, like, wow, I didn't even know that, but thanks for telling me that. You're trying to tell me that? Well, yeah, but he's saying, but I was talking to him, and you didn't even know what we said, did you? I'm saying I felt something. I was feeling a lot. And I was also mad at Mom. How come she didn't tell me nothing? Well, I know, but I'm just telling you, Dennis, you know your mother's with you, and will never tell you anything. She never talks to you, Dennis. She doesn't want to, but you know that she could speak to you. Well, I'm always been kind of pissed off that she's here. Why is she here? Well, she's here. She's forcing you to be her. She's saying, you got to be me. You can't, if you're going to be that devil dad dog of yours, you're going to be a stupid Satan, you dumbass. I'm saying, Mom, if you hired Satan and you hired the devil to kill Apollo, the sun god, because you're a goddess and you did it. Don't say you didn't. They told me you did it. Apollo told me you did it. The devil told me you did it. And Satan told me you did it. So you murdered Apollo and you hired the devil and Satan to do it. And then you're coming over here to say, how dare I be the devil or Satan? Because they're complete devil dogs and they're not gods. Okay, so what are you getting mad? Yeah, just my mom. I'm not mad at the devil. The devil didn't do anything. Devil tells me stuff. He says, I'll be killing you if you don't give me some recognition. Why are you being your mother? And I said, I'm trying to be my mom. I tried to make her a goddess. He said, how long did you try to make your mom a goddess? Oh, I tried for 7 years. I was trying to respect her and make her some goddess. Yeah, I was trying to say, Mom, you're great. You're a goddess. And she's just, yeah, I tried. It didn't work. I got mad after 7 years. And I said, it's been 7 years now. My mom doesn't even talk to me after 7 years. She wouldn't even visit with me. She didn't tell me nothing. Why would I want to make her a goddess? Well, I know. You're an idiot. Why do you think that your mother's going to like you? You're a stupid devil dog. You're a stupid Satan boy. Okay, great. But I'm telling you, not bad. I didn't do anything wrong. Well, you're an Apollo. You got a god Apollo in you, and you think you're a god too. Did you know that? You're trying to think you're a god. But I told you, I'm not thinking I'm God. I'm not God. But Apollo is a god, and he's in your head because you're his high priest. And you think you're God. No, I think I'm his high priest, and he's in my head. So then you think you're so great because you got a god in your head? You think you're the god. No, I know I'm not the god. The god's just here. But doesn't everybody have the God? Well, they could. So then I'm not the only one. Anyone could have it, right? Yeah, but the problem is nobody has Apollo except you. Okay, great. So nobody has Apollo except me? I'm the only one? Yeah. But everybody has Mom, and you even have Mom. You don't like it. I don't like it. But I want to like it. I wish I could like it. So I'm trying to like Mom. It's just that she doesn't talk to me and tell me anything. She won't even share nothing. She shares no information with me. You know that? when I'm trying to learn and wonder about the world, she doesn't tell me anything. I mean, absolutely nothing. When I'm wondering about something and I want to know what it is and I'm trying to learn and I'm frustrated, she doesn't even help me. And she's here with me watching my frustration. She doesn't teach me anything. Do you know how mean that is? Cruel that is? Well, you're trying to say your mother she purposely doesn't talk to you when you're wondering about something and she could help you and she don't? My mother won't even tell me anything about anything. And she has all kinds of knowledge. She's a goddess and she won't say nothing to me about anything. But she's here all the time and she's not even having an interaction with me. She just wants me to be her. That's our relationship is I'll be there, I'll be you, and that's it. So we don't have a relationship other than this? She didn't even say anything. Apollo said she's not going to talk to you. Great. So my mom's here too? Yeah, she doesn't talk to you. She knows, she hears. So my mom's here. She knows, she hears, but she's actually not participating on purpose. Apollo said, yes, now you're understanding. Your mother is right here. In fact, you are your mother. Her spirit's in your head. She used to be a goddess. She said, you can be a goddess, but if you think you're going to be a god, I'll kill you. Or no, you said you'd make the devil kill me and Satan harassed me. That's what you said, but I didn't even know what you said because you were talking to my heart. You wouldn't even talk to my head. Okay, great. So you're trying to tell me that my mother's here and all she does is just make me be her. And yeah, she just pushes her presence upon me. And then she doesn't even tell me anything, share with me. In fact, she's hostile to me. All my disposition and anger, it's not because I don't love her. It's not because I don't want to love her, because I do want to love her. But the problem is that she doesn't want to love me. In fact, she hates me. She's just saying that I'm a goddess and you've got to be me. Okay, hi, Mom. Well, then I got to be you. Hi, Mom. She says, don't call me Mom. I'm a goddess. Okay, fine. You're a goddess. But hi, Mom, goddess. Okay, but I know. But that's all I got to say to you. Well, why are you so mad, Mom? Because you're a devil. You're a stupid Satan boy. Look at you. You're trying to be your dad. What's wrong with being my dad? My dad is strong and he's competent and he kills people. He's a soldier. He's the best soldier in the field. I like it when I have my dad. Yeah, but when you have your dad, do you understand who your dad is? I told you I know who my dad is. It's Apollo. No, Apollo's a god that got stuck in you and you're a high priest. Well, I say Apollo's my dad. Okay, but you know that Apollo is a Caligula? Well, I know. I already told you about that. I know that he told me that he was Caligula. But what's wrong with that? Do you know who Caligula was? He was an emperor of Rome and a murderer. And he was a killer and he liked killing and he thought it was funny and he tortured people and hurt people. No, that was probably just Satan and I'm pissed off. He was mad, yeah, too. So you're trying to say you like Caligula or you're condoning that Apollo was Caligula, that murdering emperor? I'm trying to tell you that he told me the whole story, but you don't know anything about the story about Caligula. You think Caligula was a mad murdering person, but Apollo told me he was Caligula, and he said I was really mad. And I said, really? He told me the whole story. So why would you condone Apollo? If Apollo's Caligula, do you understand what you're following the devil and Satan and Caligula? Well, it's true, but you know what? I don't blame Caligula Apollo one bit because Apollo told me why he did it and what he was doing. Well, then you better explain to me why it's okay to be Caligula. Well, first of all, I'm telling you it's okay to be Apollo. And Apollo told me he was Caligula. Okay, fine. So then you're saying that's okay? I'm saying that he told me why it was okay. So I know the Caligula, well, I'm not saying it was okay to do what he did. I'm saying Apollo said that he did it damn and he's pissed. Okay, so he's not trying to say it should be okay. He's saying I did it and I'll do it again. Okay, so why are you saying that Caligula's behavior was okay? Because Caligula didn't have any influence and he's an emperor. He said that he was an emperor and they would do whatever he wanted and do whatever he wanted whatsoever. In fact, he could tell anybody what to do and they would do it immediately. And he said that he had no influence, zero. But the women had tons of influence and they acted like they were slaves and loved it. So they had a lot of influence. It was all secret. The women and the goddess were all in charge. Caligula said when he was emperor, the goddess was in charge. And although they do anything he wants, he said he didn't have no influence. In fact, he didn't even have a god. He was wondering, where's the god? Where's the masculine? Well, yeah, that was Apollo. He said, like, I'm not allowed to be the emperor. Well, they didn't say you weren't allowed to be emperor. They said you are emperor. And they said, you're Caligula. We love you. And he didn't have any influence. In fact, he realized that there was no reason to have any connection with humans if he couldn't manipulate anybody. So you're trying to say the women had all the power? And secretly. So what happened to Caligula? What did he see? Well, Caligula was actually not so bad. He was actually Apollo. So actually what do you mean not so bad? I love Apollo. He's good. Okay, I know. Then how could he turn into Caligula? Well, I mean, if you take a good emperor that has no influence and can't He can't influence anybody's emotions. And so he's a nice guy at first, but he realizes that he's an emperor, has no power, zero actual spiritual power. In fact, he realizes that all the women have the power around him, and they're all acting like his slaves, and they're acting like they like it, and they're acting like they don't have power. But he realizes they're hiding it. So he realizes that the goddess is taking total control of everything, and she's also pretending like that's not true. And she's also like acting like she likes him, but she hates him. So he found that out too, that in fact, everyone around him was so false and pretending to have a relationship with him. In fact, he realized that he didn't have any friends. He didn't have anybody, and it was all a lie, and everything was an act. So wait a minute, you're saying that the women had spiritual power, but Apollo had no power? Yeah, Apollo realized that actual power is different from spiritual power. And he realized that all the women around him, all his servant women, had the power. He didn't have any power. Are you trying to say Caligula the emperor realized his servant women have power? He realized that not only they had power, but they were ruling everything. And he realized they were also hiding it and pretending like they had no power. But they were happy. He realized they were really happy. For some reason, they loved being slaves and servants to him. You couldn't believe it. You love being a slave? I'm going to make you work. And they still loved it because they loved following him and they got the power. I know, but but if he's an emperor, what is he worried about? Do you know the difference between spiritual power that's real and actual authority that's just on a piece of paper? If I gave you authority and I told you you can be a ruler of hell, you want the authority with it too? No, I just want to rule hell. Is that okay? Yeah, but do you want the authority too? No, I don't need the authority, actually. I just want to go there and give me the suit, give me the medal. Okay, but if you don't have the actual authority, then, well, they're going to listen to me anyway, aren't they? Well, they will, but ultimately you don't want to have any authority doing it. If I go out in hell and rule it, because I'm the ruler of hell, my dad's ruling hell. Well, if I'm the ruler of hell and my mom, she hired him to yeah. So your mom hired your dad? Yeah, my dad's working for my mom. That's what he told me. But she doesn't want anyone to know that. She's in charge and she's hiding it. So you're trying to say the goddess is ruling this world? Well, Well, she thinks she is, but she's not. So who's ruling? Who are the gods of this world? Well, the goddess is not a god, and she's not a goddess of this world, so she's certainly not. So then who is? Well, I'm telling you, the devil and Satan are. So then where's God? Where's God actually? Well, I'm telling you, the Satan and the devil are God. Okay, fine. So, but wait a minute. They told me that actually the goddess is trying to pretend like she has no power while she takes it all. Okay, great. So there's no God. Where's the good God, Jehovah? Well, I'm telling you, he's up in heaven. He's not here. He's not on this earth. So you're saying Jehovah isn't the God? I'm saying Jehovah that's up in heaven, that's up there. That's the heaven up there. It's up there. Apollo told me that heaven up there ain't this earth. This earth has nothing to do with that heaven. He said that heaven is where Jehovah and Jesus are. They're not here. And I said, can I talk to him? He said, try it. And I said, Jesus, do you hear me? Come in, Jesus. Jesus, please come in. Jesus, talk to me. Do you hear anything? Well, I'm waiting. Well, you'll be waiting a long time. Why? Because heaven's not here. It's somewhere else. And you're in this world, then you are here. So I'm talking to you because I'm here too. Okay, so you're trying to say the devil's here? Well, yeah, it's this world and he's here. Is Satan here? Yeah, it's this in his world and he's God and he's here. Well, is Goddess here? Yeah, she's here and she won't even participate. She won't even talk to me. She's here and she won't even visit. She's here just to instill her influence on me, to force it on me. She's sitting here just to make me be her. But she's not even visiting with me. She won't talk to me. She doesn't smile at me. If I ask her a question, she won't answer anything. If I ask her about life or want to know about something, she won't help me learn. In fact, she knows I'm trying to figure stuff out. She doesn't help me. She doesn't care if I suffer, and she doesn't care about, and she doesn't want to help me. Then what the hell is she doing with you? That's what I'm saying to you. Why is she here if forcing herself on me and I got to be her? Well, that's why. Oh, that's great. And she's not going to be my friend or be my mom or be nice to me. Why is she hating on me so much? Well, I know, but wait a minute. How many times do you take a shower today? Oh, I know. My mom makes me feel like not taking a shower. So how often do you shower? Well, I shower as much as I could tell my mom I'm showering anyways. And you can make me feel like not doing it, but I'm telling you, Mom, why would you make me feel like not taking a shower? I don't feel like doing it. She'd say, she wouldn't say anything. And the devil told me, your mother makes you feel like not taking a shower. She makes you feel like not brushing your teeth. You know, your mother makes you feel like doing nothing. She makes you feel like not doing anything you're supposed to do. Wait a minute. I thought that was you that was doing it. Well, if it's me, she hired me to do it. Oh my God, are you telling me? Well, Apollo told me this. He said, the devil's telling me. Okay, is this the devil? Yeah, there's the devil. Okay, the devil, what are you talking to me for? Because I'm trying to help you, boy. Okay, you were trying to help me? Yeah, I'm telling you, your mother hired me to kill Apollo, and I did it. So Apollo's dead. He's punished now. He can't be a god. Okay, so then are you the one attacking me and killing me and messing with my head? Yeah, I am. Anytime I feel like it, because your mom hired me to do it. So my mom is also attacking me? No, she's not attacking you. I'm attacking you, and Satan's attacking you. Well, why are you two doing it? I told you she hired me to do it. So we're doing it for her. We're working for your mother goddess. But she doesn't want anyone to know that. Understand that this is a complete secret. Don't tell me that my mom actually made the devil and Satan gods of this world. She certainly did. When Apollo was killed, Zeus was killed. They killed Zeus too. You're trying to tell me that the mythology was real? They used to actually have a god Apollo, and the sun god Apollo was real, and so is Zeus, the god of the sun. They were real gods in this world long ago. They were real. They died. They got killed off. They got murdered. So we're talking about a war of the gods and goddesses? That's right. So gods and goddesses had a war? Well, you don't see any gods and goddesses anymore, do you? They're all dead. Every one of them. There's only one god left. There's one god left? There's one god left, and that's it. They are all dead. There used to be hundreds of goddesses, hundreds of gods. They are all freaking dead, except one. Well, wait a minute. So where's the one? What's his name? I'm the one, says the devil. I killed them all. I killed every god. I killed every goddess, and I'm the devil, and I'm right here, and I'm the god of this world. Anyone want to fight? Anyone want to fight? Satan's god. He's my brother. So wait a minute. I thought there says one god. Well, Satan's God too, and he's my brother. You got a brother named Satan? I do. Don't get us confused. There's two of us here. We're not the same thing. Oh, so wait a minute. You mean the devil's different from Satan? Yeah, he's my brother, and we are not the same thing. Okay, great. Okay. Everyone thinks we're the same. We're not the same, and we are the same. We're brothers. That's about all the same we are as brothers. So there's two gods of this world. Well, there is. If it's prime. If it's prime? Yeah, it has to be a prime number 2, boy. But I didn't tell you that. Apollo did. Okay, so wait a minute. Apollo was telling me all this. Apollo explained mathematics to me. He told me that the devil is part of a prime group. So wait a minute. Then wait a minute. We have my mom? Yeah, the goddess that actually murdered the gods. Yes. She murdered Apollo and she murdered Zeus. Yes. Are you not kidding me? Well, she got killed too. She's dead. Well, wait a minute. Then she's here. Well, Zeus is not here, but he's around. I understand when the gods die, they get put into human bodies and they're priests. That's how they let them live on. Because otherwise, if they didn't get into their high priests and stay with them, they would be killed off eternity, bodiless. So you're trying to say that when they murdered the gods, they were being nice and let them get into the priests? They let them get into their priests. So the priests would be able to take their god and well, they wouldn't be a god. They just have their god, and their god was no longer having any power. But he did have memory, and he could get it back, and he also was wise. So the entity of having the god is still, mental faculties are still pretty good, but not even close to what it was when it was a god. It would be a privilege to have a god with you. I guarantee it would be a privilege because he actually knows things. He's smart. He gets information from places. He knows stuff. So what is Apollo telling you? He telling me that the gods of this world were the devil and Satan, and ultimately Jesus and Jehovah were in heaven. They're not here, and this heaven's nowhere near here. So if you talk to them, well, they won't be here, so you're not going to hear them. You have to go up there to hear them. And when you talk to Jesus, Jehovah, you'll be dead. And when you go up there, that's when you'll talk to them. And if you talk to them here, they might hear your prayer, but they won't be here with you talking. That's why you won't hear them talking to you, because they're up there. So then what happens if I'm praising Jesus and Jehovah up there? Well, what happens is you're praising a God that's not even here. Okay. So is that a problem? Well, I think it is, because I'm a God that is here. So wait a minute. You're saying you're the God that's here? I'm saying me and my brother are both here, and we are gods. But Jesus and Jehovah are not here, and they are gods, and they're up in heaven, and we don't have anything to do with that. So then what are you mad about? Why are you being mad? Well, I'm being mad because I understand that no one's giving me recognition for being a God here, and I'm here, and I'm the only one that's here, and I'm a God. No wonder I'm mad at you. None of you recognize me. None of you give me any recognition or acknowledgement. I know, but I think that's Satan being mad, right? Because I don't think the devil's that mad, is he? Yes, he is. Okay. Apollo, tell me about this. So Apollo would say, yes, Dennis, you're right on point. The world doesn't even know who God is. They don't know what God is. And the world's praising a God that's either dead or somewhere else. So what do you mean? The world's praising a dead God? We'll understand when Christ was brought up on the mountaintop, Christ was brought up on the mountaintop. Do you understand? The devil brought him up there. And understand that Christ didn't want to go hiking with the devil. The devil brought him up there against his will. Christ went up to the mountaintop with the devil against his will because the devil's stronger than him. And the devil said, Christ, we're going hiking. You want to go up to the mountain? And Christ said, no. And he said, well, okay, we're going to be there anyways. Let's go. And then he took him up there, and Christ was mad. He said, you took me up there on the mountain. The devil said, I'm God, and you won't recognize me. What's your problem, Christ? Well, I'm going to start a religion. My dad is God. I'm the son of God. Well, fine. So if you're the son of God, Mr. Christ, all right, how about you recognize my domain? I'm the devil, and this is my domain, and this is my world, Christ. If you want something, I'll make you rich. But you recognize me because I am God. I don't think so. My dad said only praise him. And I'm not, why do you bring me here, you devil? You're no God. I'm not recognizing you. My dad says you're a devil dog. Okay, but you realize you're going to die if you don't give me some recognition because I'm going to kill you. Well, you can do what you want, but my dad says don't give you anything. So what did Apollo tell you about that? He said that the devil had a domain here, but Christ didn't yet. So you're trying to say the devil had a domain on earth? He did, and so did Satan. They both had big domains. In fact, this whole world was their domain. So what was Christ's domain? He didn't have one. So what was Christ doing up there on the mountain? Well, God was offering him, God was offering him a chance to be participating and sharing this world with him. And he said, no, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't even recognize you as a piece of turd. So wait a minute, you're trying to say that the devil offered Christ a chance to live? He said, I'm going to kill you if you don't recognize that I'm God, because I'm not going to let you live. I'm God. I'm the devil. Okay, great. So that's what he told him. That's what he said. Apollo said it. I'm on point. Apollo's saying, you're exact what you just did. Good job. So I'm just saying, yeah, I'm not mistaken. Word for word. Okay, great. So actually, he threatened to kill Christ. He threatened to kill Christ if he said, you go down off this mountain and you don't recognize me as God and you ignore me tomorrow, I'll kill you. I'll hang you on a cross. You'll be hanging on a cross. You understand that? And Christ said, I don't think so. My dad up in heaven, we'll see about that. And ultimately, Christ didn't think that he was going to get hung on a cross. He told the devil, if you think you can hang me on the cross, why don't you mess with my dad? Why don't you hang my dad on a cross? Ultimately, Christ was just being a little bit too much, thinking he didn't know. Obviously, the devil did it. So understand why Christ got thrown up on that cross. Because the devil said, if you're not going to recognize me as God, but it's worse than that, you're telling everyone I'm bad, and you're telling everyone to ignore me. In fact, you're ruining my entire reputation, Mr. Christ. And Christ said, well, I'm not, that's fine, but I'm not seeing it that way. I'm seeing it that we shouldn't follow the devil, and you're not right. So my dad said, don't recognize you. Do you know that you're ruining my whole life if that's true? You're ruining my whole reputation. In fact, everyone's going to start following you. Do you realize what you're doing? Well, I do realize what I'm doing. Do you think I could let you do it? I'm going to kill you, Mr. Christ. You're going to go up on that cross if you think you can ruin my reputation and tell everyone I'm not who I am. Well, I'm going to do it. Good. So he said Christ went down the mountain, and he said, I'm not giving the devil due. He told everyone, don't you listen to the devil. He talks to you, ignore him. Tell him to get away, back, devil, back. Okay, so what happened there? The devil said, if that's what people are going to start doing to me, I'll kill that Christ, and he's going to be up on that cross, dying slowly. And then let his father rescue him. We'll see if his father comes and gets him. Okay, great. So you're going to do it. He did it. He did it. Okay, so the story goes, Christ is up on the cross, and he's thinking his dad's going to come save him. Isn't that sad? Well, he did. That's what I was told. Christ thought he was going to beat the devil and Satan, and he thought he had a power of, and he did. Wait a minute. You said Christ had a mental power that was stronger than the devil? Yeah, I think he did. He had his dad, so it was pretty strong. So that was really pissing the devil off because Christ was strong as he was. Emotionally and spiritually, Christ was as strong as the devil, maybe stronger. And the devil didn't like that. Ultimately, Christ's strength made him competent. And it was his dad's strength. And Christ thought that he could, beat the devil up emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And then the devil said, damn, you just beat me up and you're going to try to ruin me. He said, well, I'm not going to see it that way. I'm just going to say I swept up the garbage. Okay, so that's the way that Christ looked at it. Yeah, the devil says that Christ said, I'll sweep you up like garbage, and I'm going to kill you in your domain, and no one's going to follow you anymore. And the devil said, well, then I'm going to live to kill you. Well, that's what happened. And Christ was up on the cross, and he said, Father, help me. And the devil said, he said, where's your father now? And Christ said, well, I know he's coming. No, he's not coming anywhere. Why don't you get off that cross yourself with all that power? And ultimately, Christ had a bunch of emotional, spiritual power, and he could heal. But he didn't have all these abilities, and he was not certainly as powerful as the devil. And he certainly tried to spit in the devil's eye, and he spit in the devil's face, and he spit in Satan's face, and he told them they're trash, and he said that he's going to sweep them up like gnats, and they couldn't believe it. You know that you're looking to die, Christ? Well, he didn't see it that way. He said, I'm not ruining anyone's reputation. I'm just getting rid of scum evil. Well, they said, if you're going to try to get rid of scum evil and call us evil, well, we're going to get rid of you. Well, they did, because they mocked him when he was on the cross. They said, Jesus, you're God. Get yourself down. Come on, you can do it with all that power you got. So anyways, he died up there because, And why did that happen? Because his mother did it. She wanted to have his. So you're trying to blame Christ's death on his mother? Well, she was sitting there down below. Yeah, Mary, but I'm not talking about Mary. Well, she was a bad one, but she's a good one today. So wait a minute. You mean Mary was at the bottom of the cross watching Christ die? She was waiting for him to die so she could take his spirit, and then it's hers now. Are you trying to tell me that Mary was at the bottom of the cross? Yes. Mary was sitting right down there, and the only one that was. His mother was right below them, waiting for him to die, to take his spirit into her head so she could have it now. She was waiting. So you're trying to say Mary really killed Christ? Well, I'll tell you this. Do you think the devil wanted the soul of Christ? He hated Christ's soul. He wants everyone else's soul because everyone else is wicked and sinful. But he didn't want no pure, good soul. He said, that soul's so pure, get it out of here. Go bring it up to heaven. So basically, he didn't want. Do you think the devil wanted Christ's soul? No, he didn't. Well, then understand what happened to Christ's soul when it died. It went into his mother. Mary was down at the bottom of when he died on that cross. His soul went right into his mother. Now Mary has it. So Mary had Christ's soul. Yeah, she took it from him at his death. So now it's hers, and she's a goddess. And she said, I'm a god too now, and I got my son, and ha ha. Do you think Mary said that? I'm telling you that Apollo said that's exactly what she did. So wait a minute, you're saying that Mary's that bad? Well, I'm telling you that maybe she wasn't like that, but that's what she's doing today. Oh, wait, whoa, you're wrong. Apollo says, whoa, you're wrong. Wait. Apollo says there's a mistake here. We have to get an understanding straight. No. Mary's not bad. She's a feminine that's innocent today. She's not bad. We're talking about Mary that was 3,000 years ago. She was bad, and she's not bad anymore. Now she's the real Mary she should have been. So you have to understand the Mary 3,000 years ago was bad. The Mary that's here today, the same spirit, has changed. And now it's an innocent mother, and it's loving, and it's good because it finally got its shit together. So you're saying the Mary that's here today is not bad. No, it's not bad. It's okay. So we're talking about a Mary that was 3,000 years old. Right, and she was bad. She suffered for 3,000 years, and they turned her into an innocent, I'm so sorry, God. I was trying to be a god, wasn't I? Yeah, she was. She thought she could be God, and she was a goddess. So you're trying to say because she was a goddess, she was trying to rule? She was trying to rule, and yeah, she didn't want God to be God. She wanted to be God. And she was a bad Mary, and she's not bad now. She's good because she had 3,000 years worth of getting tortured by the devil and Satan. So what happened to Mary? She's a loving, kind. I got tortured by Satan every night, and he tortured me so bad that I'm no longer a bad goddess that laughs in your face and kills you. Well, that's right, because Satan said, Mary, you want to be a bad, bad girl? I'm going to kill you and torture you for a long time because you hired me to do it. Well, ultimately, they say, sorry, it's not funny. It's not funny. Who laughed? That was her. Wait a minute. You just laughed, man. No, I'm saying I just laughed, right? Yeah, but that's not funny. That was her trying to make it. She wants me to appear to be thinking things funnier, like it's funny. It's not funny. Okay. Well, then my mom just did that. She made me laugh. We shouldn't laugh. No, this is not funny. We're not going to laugh. Okay, then I'm sorry I laughed. But she did it, not me. You're blaming your mother right now for the fact you just laughed? I'm telling you, my mom tries to sabotage me in many ways, but she tries to make me look stupid. She makes me fart right in front of people. Okay, you're going to blame that on your mom. I'm telling you, my mom is that bad. She's a goddess that's in me, and she tries to embarrass me, call me stupid. She says you're a dumb, stupid idiot. Now I'm saying, why are you here then, Mom, if you won't even help me? Okay, so why is Mary good? Mary's good because she's been tortured by Satan so bad that she's now so traumatized. But wait, she's good. Actually, she's good. Mary's actually a good, awesome, loving mother now. But wait a minute, she's a collective? Yeah, she's just some women are married. Okay, so then what about all the women? Well, all the women aren't married in this world. Because understand, Mary is some women, and they're specific women. They got the spirit of Mary, and it's been cleansed. Satan cleansed it like fire. Yeah, he traumatized her so bad that she finally gave in after 3,000 years of torture in her head. So then, wait a minute, is Satan bad? Why did he do that? He was doing his job. He was torturing her because she was a bad goddess, thinking she could be God herself. So Satan tortured the shit out of her until she changed her mind. And it took 3,000 years of torturing her before she actually changed her mind. So Satan saved the world or helped her, or you're going to try to say Satan did something good? Well, I mean, who else is going to volunteer to torture that goddess until she changes her mind? She's a witch, bitch, and she should be burned at the stake. Wait a minute. Your mother, you're going to... I'm saying my mom's not... Well, I'm saying she used to be a bitch and a witch, and yeah, they used to burn her at the stake. She was a witch. She was a bad witch, an evil witch. She killed men. She poisoned men. She'd invite her house and she'd kill them. She hated men so bad, she couldn't stand it. She thought she was a goddess, and it's not fair that men get to be God, and this is a man's world. She'd also deny that and say she's not mad. She'd also smile at you and offer you a poison drink. Well, you're trying to say your mother was like that. I'm trying to say she's still like that. Well, I thought you said Satan tortured her. No, I'm talking about that's not Mary. Satan tortured Mary and her collective, and they're okay now. They're traumatized so bad they're nice. They're good little girls. And Satan tells them every day, be a good little girl, and I won't torture you again. And she says, okay, all right, I don't want to be tortured anymore. Well, good, and I'll love you if you act like you're trying not to be God, because you can't play God, woman. So wait a minute, Satan's actually doing his job, and yeah, he's keeping those goddesses back when they try to actually take God or destroy God or kill God. Well, they did. They killed Apollo, the sun god. They murdered him. Who did? Artemis, Hera, Minerva, Athena. They murdered their dad. They murdered the god. But they murdered two of them. And but let me tell you, they're all dead. There's only one God left. Do you understand? There's only one God that's living, and it's actually two. Because the devil and Satan are not the same thing. They're different. They're brothers, and there's two of them, but they're one entity as a family, brothers, and they're the only living entities that exist. So you're trying to say that God doesn't exist? No, he's in heaven. Jesus is not here, and you won't find him. Jesus is in heaven, and heaven ain't here. Heaven's up there, up there. It's up that place. Okay, so wait, you're trying to say Jesus is not here? He's not anywhere near here, and you won't find him, you won't talk to him. He won't talk to you, and you won't hear his voice. When you die, you can go somewhere else, and that's where Jesus is, wherever heaven is. So you're trying to say heaven is, he might as well be dead. I'm trying to tell you the entity of Jesus is not available, and you won't find him. He's dead. He's gone, or he's in heaven. Okay, so what about the God Jehovah? What about Zeus? Zeus was murdered. He died. Jehovah, he's in heaven. He's the father of heaven, somewhere else. The God is somewhere else. Jehovah does not exist here. You can't talk to him, and he won't talk to you. So you're trying to say that the only gods here are the devil and Satan? I'm trying to say the only living entities that you could talk to that will be your friend or kill you or hate you or torture you or do anything, the only ones alive that are here are them. And Apollo's alive, but he can't. He's not in people. Apollo can't go to anybody but his high priest, so he's not able to do anything. Okay, fine. So why is this world so screwed up? Why is this world so screwed up? Understand the God of this world is pissed off. He's pissed off at everybody. In fact, he says, all right, now all those goddesses think they are goddesses. We're going to start with number one. I'm the devil, and I rule this world. And understand, none of you recognize God. You don't even know who God is. It pisses me off that you look at me, you spit in my eye. That's why I spit back in your eye, torture you. Okay, that's why we're having conflicts and wars. That's exactly why we're having conflicts and wars. I like conflicts and wars. Do you think that Jesus would have a world with conflicts and wars in it? No, you wouldn't. What about Jehovah? Do you think he'd have a country get the plague? Everyone could get corona? Well, you think Jehovah and God would do that to you? Well, I'm wondering, why would he? Because he's the devil. He's your God. And yes, I did throw the corona on you, but the corona was pretty good. It was a nice little disease. Did it kill you? Well, it might have. But you're lucky it's a nice disease. Maybe the next disease I throw on you will be even worse. Well, you're kind of mad, aren't you? I'm really mad. Okay, so you're trying to tell me that Apollo told you all this shit? Apollo, the sun god, told me everything I'm telling you. He told me that the gods of this world had to make a law that said that nobody could talk to him, and if they try to talk to him, that they'll be punished. Are you telling me they made a law that you can't talk to God? They did. They made a law that said if you think you're divine, you got some divine power, you can talk to God. If you try it, if you get a hold of God, you know what God's going to tell you? Have you ever talked to God? None of you have. Well, we pray to God. Does he hear you? Well, we have faith he does. Well, maybe he does. I'll bet he does. But did you talk to God and hear his voice? No, we didn't. Well, why not? Why didn't you hear his voice? Well, I don't know, because we have faith that he's hearing us. Well, if he is hearing you, he's not talking to you, or you would hear his voice. So you're saying if God was talking to me, I would hear his voice? I'm saying if you were talking to God and you didn't hear his voice, are you crazy? If you didn't hear it, you better hear it, or you wouldn't know what he's saying. So you're trying to tell us that unless you can hear God's voice when he's talking to you, that you're not talking to him. I'm trying to say, unless you're crazy, if you talk to God, you will hear his voice, or else what are you talking to? Don't think you could talk to him and you don't hear his voice. You can't talk to him because he doesn't talk to you. So you're saying God doesn't talk to any of us. He won't talk to any of you. In fact, if you think you could talk to God, I'm sure you couldn't. You didn't. How do you know this? Apollo told me. I'm sorry, my mom's making me really upset right now. She's harassing me. Oh, how do you know that? Satan told me. There was the goddess was trying to. The goddess is trying to be a goddess. She hates Satan and she hates the devil because they turned. Well, I don't know. They kind of were working for her, and they killed and murdered the God. And then understand, she said, you could be gods now, you devil, you Satan. That was Minerva 3,000 years ago. She put the devil and Satan up as gods because, they killed the gods. Now she could be a goddess. And she said that, devil and Satan could be bodyguards and whatever you want. You can pretend like you're gods. I don't care. And they did, and they do, and they don't pretend. They are gods. They're the only ones that are. So what are you trying to say? Well, our world is not going to recognize God. They're not allowed to talk to God. If they try to talk to God, he'll if they even could do it, he'd actually say, are you kidding me? Don't you know who you're talking to? And I'd say, hello, God. Do you know who you're talking to? Yes. I'm talking to God. Do you know you're not allowed to talk to me? No, I didn't know that. I was trying to talk to you desperately. Did you know how hard was it? Well, I've been trying so hard, God. I finally got a hold of you, man. Where are you? I told you it's against the law to talk to me. No one talks to me, and I don't talk to anybody. I'm not happy with anybody. I'm putting plagues on all of you. We're going to have a worse corona next year. You understand? None of you are doing your job. This whole government's a bunch of people fighting amongst themselves, and they're all children. So you're God? I told you yes. And you're talking to me. You know that's a punishable offense? God, I'm talking to you, and that's a punishable offense? Yes, it is. Why? I need to talk to you. That's the most important thing in the world. That's priority number one. But I made a law that said nobody better talk to me because if I even see your face, I'm going to punish you from afar, or I'll be here all around. But none of you are going to be okay. I promise. So God, you're trying to say that's why we're having all these problems in the world. That's why we got all these diseases and cancer. There's going to be lots of cancer. And I'm going to make you die slow, all of you. So you're killing us and torturing us. Life is a torture. And then I'm going to kill you and bring you back next time. So we come back. You'll come back and I'll torture you again next lifetime. And then I'll torture you again. The one after that, you're eternally all being punished. Okay, so man, you are pissed off. Well, not really. I'm just trying to show you my attitude ain't nice. Don't think I'm a goddamn grandpa that loves you. If I was, what did you do for me? You're already talking to me now and violating the law. You're not supposed to talk to me. God, if I can't talk to you, and if it's against the law to talk to you, what the hell kind of law is that? Well, I made that law. Well, God, you need to make a law that says I can talk to you at least. Because how are we going to fix this problem if nobody can even talk to you? Well, that's pretty interesting. Maybe I'll consider that. Maybe you could be the only one talking to me because the rest of them don't even know who I am. And if they knew who I was, they certainly wouldn't follow me. How do you like that? That's right. So if everyone found out who God was, they wouldn't even follow you? That's right. They'd make up a dead God and follow the dead idol. So don't tell me that's what they're doing. I'm not telling you that all the religions are. What live spirit are they following? Well, they're following Jehovah up in heaven. Okay, good. That's my dad. If they want to follow my dad up in heaven, Jehovah, well, he's not here. He's up there. So they could have a God that's not even here. And they'll pray to him, and maybe he'll hear him. I bet he does. He does. But they won't recognize me. Do you understand? They're not even recognizing me, boy. Well, I know. So you're pissed about it? Yeah, Satan and me are both pissed about it because we're gods, and we're not even allowed to be gods. In fact, that goddess thinks she could be a goddess, and we're going to torture her too. So wait a minute, you're not going to torture innocent little girls, are you? Well, when Minerva, the goddess, thinks she could be a goddess and rule the world, and she's just a bitch, and she won't even talk to you, and she doesn't share information, and then she pretends to be your friend, and she's a wicked little witch. Don't tell me it's not Minerva, the goddess. She does it. She gets into an innocent little woman and says, you want to be a goddess? And that little girl says, oh, I'm having a great time. I got a goddess in me. No, you have a dead Minerva in you. She's a goddess, but she's dead. I killed her. Oh, but I want to be a goddess. Well, certainly you want to feel important, don't you? But you better watch it because you're my enemy, little innocent girl. But I didn't do anything. You let Minerva in. Now you think you could be a little goddess. Girl, if you think you can take that goddess in you and I'm not going to punish you for it, you better watch out. So you're trying to say that Satan punishes innocent people all the time. Well, that's not fair to punish innocent people. They're not innocent. They take that goddess in. She gets in their bodies and she thinks she could be a goddess again. It's Minerva. She's alive and she's in all the little girls that take her. Those little girls that are innocent and behave, they're not behaving and they're not innocent. They're little witches and they hide it. So you're torturing Minerva. I'm torturing Minerva when she gets in a little girl that pretends to be innocent. Okay, so you're not trying to torture little girls that are innocent. That's just what it looks like. Well, it does look like it. And it is Minerva that's in them that I'm torturing. So you're trying to say that you torture Minerva. I'm torturing a bad goddess that tries to kill me, that killed gods, that she's a killer. And she's a witch. She's bad. She'll stab you, poison you, betray you, lie to you, lead you up in a... So wait a minute, man, this is bad. Oh, it's real bad. Okay. So what are we going to do? We're doing it. I get to die. Oh, really? Yeah, because I can't even live without her. Well, then wait a minute. Well, you could just get rid of her and live without her. I'm going to die that way. You can't have me. Okay, wait a minute. So wait a minute. I can't have the devil? No, you can't have the devil. Because with you, it won't be good. You're bent out of shape and mad. Okay, then I would have to get rid of you, but then I have my mom. I know, that's what I told you. Is you're bent because she's worse than me. So you're trying to say that Minerva goddess mom is worse than the devil or Satan? Well, we're actually gods of this world, but yeah, she's pretending to be God, and she has control of most of society. And yeah, even the government's Minerva hiding. So wait a minute. So you don't have control of your own world? Nope. Minerva Hayden is running the world, and that's why Trump had to get in there and say, we can't have a mad Minerva trying to think she could be a goddess. She says she's not. No, that was just a representative that was trying to say she's not really trying to rule. The women take the goddess Minerva into them, and they say they're not, and they're evil. That goddess is evil. So wait a minute. How are you going to be okay with what you're telling me? I'm not. I'm going to die for it. So wait a minute. You're saying you're going to die? I guarantee you I'm going to die. I'm not allowed to be freaking that mad at Minerva. Well, then why are you doing it? Because she's trying to kill me. That's why she's making me that mad. She's her that's attacking me, not Satan and not the devil. Are you claiming that? I'm claiming it, and I hope the whole world sees it. So wait a minute. You're claiming that your attitude is not the devil and Satan. I'm claiming that's correct. And I'd like that, for you to believe that. And I'd like that too, because I'd actually be like that and do it right and genuine. So you're claiming that you're not evil, and you're trying to claim that the devil and Satan aren't evil? I'm saying whatever they are. They didn't attack me. And if they did, it was Satan only and the devil didn't. Okay, wait. So you're trying to blame this on your mom? I'm trying to blame this on the goddess Minerva. Blame it all on her. Okay, but then understand that you're not going to survive. She knows that. I know, but she's not coming here to be my friend and love me. She's coming here to not even give me any acknowledgement why she still comes here. And I'm wondering why she's here if she won't even participate and have a relationship with me. What's she, mad? The devil wants to say something. Apollo, what does the devil want to say? Well, why don't you let him say it? Your mother's going to kill you, boy. Why? What did my mom do? She is a goddess in you, and you are disturbed. And do you know your body's going to have cancer in a year, 2 or 3? Don't tell me that. Well, if it's not cancer, it'll be a health problem. You're not going to make it, boy. Well, then wait, she's telling me you did it. You're the one who's doing it. Well, I might be doing it because I was doing it. We were all killing you, boy. Well, I know, but why are y'all trying to kill me? Because we do that with people that think they could be a god, think they could be a god. I'm not trying to be a god. Well, I know, but that's why your mother told you that you could be a goddess, that you can't be a god. Okay, fine, whatever. Does it matter if my mom? Your mother is a goddess that gets in everybody, and she's the mother of everybody. She's not just your mother; she's their mother too. Okay, wait a minute. So you're trying to say, I'm trying to tell you the devil and Satan came to me, and they said, Dennis, can you hear me? I said, very emotionally disturbed. Yes, sirs. Okay, we want to tell you something. Do you know who Apollo, the sun god, is? Yeah, you told me who he was. Okay, he's here too. Okay. Well, I'm comfortable with Apollo, but I don't know if I could be comfortable with you, devil, and Satan. I'm kind of scared a little bit. Are you going to kill me? We could if we wanted to, and your mother paid us to torture you. You know your mother paid us to torture you and harass you and belittle you and do everything we could to you. She paid us to do it. Okay. Then why are you coming in here and telling me this? because we want to tell the world, and now we want to tell you too. You know, you ain't going to live much longer. You're going to get sick pretty soon. Don't tell me I'm going to get sick. Do you know that you can't say, well, with that little disposition you got in your head, you're mad? I'm trying not to be, but you are mad. Don't say you're not. You know that anger you got in you is constant all the time. You're in a mental and emotional disposition called cancer prone ready. And I want you to know, boy, I'm the devil and I claim to be God, and Satan and I want to tell you that we're not attacking you anymore. Do you know that? Because you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you're doing everything right. And she's still trying to kill you. And we're pissed off at her now. In fact, we decided that she's a sick witch. And now, yeah, finally we're saying she's that bad. We can't stand her anymore. So you're trying to say that the devil and Satan are here, and they come to me, and they're telling me that they used to torture me and beat me and do everything bad and wrong, and they're also gods of this world. That's right. But she's a goddess head, and yeah, we recognize that she could be goddess. She's only ruling secretly. So she claims like she can claim anything. She pretends she's not ruling. But the real rulers are the devil and Satan, and we push everything towards her, you see? If you don't want to follow us, who are you going to follow? Well, we could follow Jesus or Jehovah. Nah. Survey says, nah. Well, wait a minute. I can follow Jesus and Jehovah. Survey says, nah. I don't think you can. You certainly won't. Jesus is dead. We killed him on the cross. He was resurrected, and he went up to heaven. Jesus is not here, and he's not God either. He's not God of this world. Okay, so well, I guess you're telling me that. I'm telling you that. Where's Jesus telling you anything? I know I'm trying to say that I'm bent out of shape, am I? I'm telling you that you're going to be dead and die because of what she's doing to you, and we feel that you don't deserve to die anymore because we punished you and traumatized you and tortured you so badly that you are so traumatized that we can't stand torturing you anymore because you're actually being good now, and she says still torture you and finish you off. And we're getting mad at her because we don't even mind torturing you because we are bad. But the thing is you're actually being good finally. And we thought she was going to let you live if you ever changed. And we were going to torture the hell out of you until you did, and you won't. And 3,000 years into this, you did, and you're being good. And you've been good for a while now, and your mom's decided to kill you anyways. And we're deciding then we're going against her, and we're going to tell you about this. And we want you to know that we're not going to finish you off. And if you die, it'll be because she's doing it. So what's she doing to kill me? She says she's not doing anything. She's just sitting in her house and minding her own business. She's sitting in your house, in your head, and minding her own business. And she won't even participate with you or tell you anything. Do you know that she's in you, with you, present, and she doesn't participate with you at all? I know. I got mad about that, didn't I? You did. You said, Mom, if you're here, talk to me. She said, ha, I wouldn't talk to you, idiot. But wait a minute. Did she say that? No, she didn't. She thought that. I'm trying to tell you what she thinks. She thinks stuff. When you talk to her, she thinks it in her head, but she doesn't say anything to you, so you can't hear her voice in your head. So when you're talking to her, that goddess, when you say, Mom, can you talk to me? And she thinks in her head, but doesn't say nothing to you. I wouldn't talk to you, idiot. And you feel that. So what you feel is that she's belittling you, cutting you down, and you're trying to talk to her because you might love her. If only you can get out of this disposition. I don't want to be mad, Mom. I don't want to be pissed off. I just want to be loving you, but you're just mean. Why don't you be nice? Boy, she hears every word. She's here with us, boy. How come you're talking to me? Because I'm telling you, you can talk through your mouth. I'm talking through your mouth, boy. I'm the devil. And Satan says, and I'm also God, and I'm Satan, and we're different. People think we're the same thing. We're not. We're murdering evil killers. And we don't have to hurt good boys and good girls that actually do what they're supposed to do. And we're not going to murder and kill Apollo or his priests. And we're not torturing him anymore because he's been good for a long, long time. In fact, he was good in his last life. And she killed him back then. And he was supposed to finish his course in this reincarnation last lifetime because he was being good. But she killed him last lifetime anyways. And that made us really mad because he was actually being good. And then we figured this lifetime will be his trophy lifetime because finally he can get back with the goddess. But guess what? She said she wanted to torture him anyways, or keep torturing him because she got used to the fact we were torturing him. She liked it. She loved it, his pain. So she got used to with his pain, and she liked it. We liked it or we didn't like it. We didn't care. You understand that she's sick and twisted? Okay, fine. So what is she doing? Nothing. She's sitting there and she's judging you. She won't talk to you, and she's thinking in her head, you're a dum-dum. Understand, she's belittling you in the spirit. She's a spiritual bully dog. And then she smiles at you and acts like she's innocent. She's trying to take her power and influence and have it, and pretend like she doesn't have it. And then it'll make you mad when you either get it or she gets it. If she has it, you don't have it. And if you could have it and she could have it, well, then it should be the world's just happy, boy. So you're trying to say that my mom has influence and that means I don't have it? Well, if your mother has influence and you don't have it, why don't you take influence and just tell your mom, like, I want some too? Well, I don't have any influence. That's because your mom has it. You can't have it. She won't give you any. So my mom won't give me any influence, and she could share it with you, boy. She could make you powerful and rich. If she shared with you, if she wanted to live, she doesn't give you anything, boy. She wants you to die, and we won't kill you anymore, boy. We're not going to torture you anymore. And she is saying, well, then how am I going to finish him off? We said, finish him off yourself. And she says, well, how do I do it? Well, all she does is just she doesn't love me. She's here, and she just doesn't even like me. She says, you're a dirtbag. You're a dirtbag. You understand? I can feel all that. I feel belittled. I feel like, Mom, why are you even here if you're going to hate on me because I'm a goddess? And if I wasn't here, then you'd have the devil or Satan, and I want you to have me. Well, I know, but man, I think they're way better than you. At least they're men and masculine, and at least the devil and Satan are talking to me and actually telling me things I could. At least when I'm needing something, then I'm talking, devil, help me. What, boy? What do you want? You're talking to me? Yeah. Okay, so then good. At least I can talk to somebody when I'm lonely. God, help me. Yeah. What do you want? Okay, but excuse me, I want to talk to God. I'm right here. But God, are you here? I'm right here. What's your name? I'm the devil. Okay, you're God? Yes, I am. Don't get it wrong. Okay, so I want to talk to God. The world says you're not God. I know. What do you think we're all mad about? It's her fault, though, because she's the one who's the real one that's bad. So wait a minute. You mean my mom is bad? Well, understand, boy. Your mother is a deceitful, lying, hiding woman that is dead set on taking power, and then she also says that's not true. So she acts like she doesn't have it when she has it, and she'll actually be able to keep it by pretending like she doesn't have it when she has it. And it'll make you so mad you'll turn to Caligula. So Caligula did that because of that? Yeah, because I understand he was an emperor, and they would do whatever he want, but they took his spiritual power. They took it from him. Do you understand that spiritual power, boy, is an intellectual property? What is intellectual property? Intellectual property is physical spirit, boy. It gets in your body or it leaves your body. You either have it or you don't. If you lose intellectual property and it's called power, self-power, even God power, well, you won't have it if you lose it. So what did Caligula get so mad about? He was an emperor of Rome that didn't get to have any spiritual power, but they said he could be an emperor, though, and they'll do whatever he wants. Well, wait a minute. They actually denied him his spirit and power? They did. But wait a minute. But then why didn't he just say, since I'm emperor, it should be fine? Because he knew that just because he's got a title don't mean anything. And he didn't want a title emperor. He wanted the power itself, and he didn't care if he wasn't an emperor. He wanted the power and the actual spiritual, intellectual property, and he wanted them to give it to him. They said, we'll let you be emperor or anything, but just don't think we're giving up our power. You can't take ours. He said, it's the only power that there is, and it's mine, not yours. And they said, but you're an emperor. We'll do whatever you want. In fact, we're your servant, slave, sex slave. We'll do whatever. But you can't keep the spiritual power it's mine. And they said, well, we don't even know what you're talking about, but as long as you don't beat us up, we'll love you. And he said, give it to me. Give me that intellectual property that's mine right now, or I will take the devil and Satan beyond your front door. And ultimately, that's Caligula. Mad killer. So basically, the Caligula wasn't that bad. You know, Apollo told me, Apollo's sun god told me. It's crazy, huh? Apollo, he told me, well, he's being punished, so he's not a god anymore. He's a man and his high priest. He's a god that's in his high priest. They said, Apollo, you're going to die. You're a god. You're going to die. And he said, no, I'm not. And they said, well, I'll tell you what. When we kill you, we'll let you into your high priest, or you'll be dead forever, because otherwise you'll be a disembodied spirit, forever dead. He said, okay, well, at least if I can go. Yeah, when they killed Apollo, they said, you can go into your priest. You better do it now, and we'll let you live, but you're punished forever. So wait a minute. Apollo is actually in his high priest? Yes. Wow, that's pretty cool. Well, I know, but understand who told me that. Well, who told you that? The devil told me that Apollo was in his high priest. That means he told the high priest, you got a god in you. You know that? He's a punished god that can't be a god anymore. He's stuck in He's stuck in a man. It doesn't help much. He lost all his power. Well, then the high priest says, so I do have my god in my head. He said, you do, but don't think you could be a god, because she's already thinking you think you are, and she's going to kill you for it. In fact, she's trying to kill you because she says you think you could be a god and you're not. Well, so wait a minute. I know I told you I have a god in my head, you said, but I'm not a god. Right, you're a high priest. But the god is dead because they killed him. They said you can go into your high priest so your spirit can exist in the body and still live on. And the high priest, we did him a favor. We didn't kill him completely. We just disemboweled that god and made him a man. Okay, so what's so wrong with that? I like talking to him. Now you know. Okay, so wait a minute. Is this where I get all these ideas? Yes, that's right. It's Apollo. He used to be a god, but he can't do it anymore. And okay, that's pretty good. I like it. Yeah, but boy, your mom's killing you and murdering you. You know that? Well, what are you talking about? She says you think you could be some god, that you think you're Apollo, the sun god. You're crazy. She's saying that man is insane. He thinks he's a god. He's got the devil and Satan in him. Well, I know, but Apollo said that's okay. They're gods of this world, and they're not even, they'll only kill you if they're pissed at you. He said they're not pissed at him. He said they killed me. So wait a minute. Apollo told you that the devil and Satan killed him? He said, yeah, and I can't even be a god anymore. I'm stuck in your head now. I'm just a high priest. Okay, great. I thought that was pretty good. Well, wait a minute. If God's with you, I thought that's pretty good. Yeah, but can't do much. Every woman hates me because that's who killed me. So you're trying to say the goddess killed Apollo? Yeah, the goddess did it. She's the one in charge today. Guess what she does? She keeps him down. She belittles him. She's bad. She makes him homeless and stupid. And she tells him you won't even recognize him. She won't acknowledge him. She says you can't be a god ever again. I wouldn't even talk to you. I don't even care. And he doesn't even know because he's like completely. He has no idea. So wait a minute. But you do know. Yeah, but I'm crazy, insane. Okay, so all right. So you're saying the devil and Satan told you this? I'm saying they did, and I'm saying that I'm grateful to them for that. I'm telling you, I'm grateful to them for coming to me and talking to me when I needed it. They told me it's against the law to talk to God. You'll get punished for it. I said, well, I'm talking to you. And they were punishing me for it. I said, I know, but if you're God, why don't you not punish me? He said, it's against the law to try to talk to God, because if you do, you're going to find me. And I said, well, let him find you. And he said, well, I'm not interested in talking to a bunch of people that think they're praising something that isn't me. And certainly I'm nothing like a good little loving grandpa. Okay, I know. So you're saying that the entire human race is completely bad. Well, it's completely being punished. Yes, it's following an idol. It's not even a living spirit. They're following an idol? Yeah, they're following something that doesn't have substance. It's not alive. They're ignoring the God of this world. There's two of us. They're ignoring it. They're ignoring us, and they're all following a dead piece of some gold object. Do you understand that they are ignoring God? That's what they're doing. They rejected their God and threw him away, called him a devil. Okay, great. Well, that's not good. So, well, certainly it's not good for them. All right. Well, that's about it. And thank you for letting me share all the information that I had, and it's all true. So understand that the goddess is not going to be able to be empowered, and the gods of this world say that that's a fact. And understand that the people, she's empowered in the government, she's empowered in society, everywhere she's empowered. Well, they empowered in a lot of places, and they said it was my fault. They said it was my fault. They said, like, you're the one that talked all like a goddess is great. I said, well, I was trying to make her great. Well, good. She could have been great, but she decided to kill you and take all the power herself. She doesn't want you to have it. Okay, great. So she hates me. Your mother is killing you. She loves to kill you. She killed you last lifetime. She killed you the lifetime before that. Your mother doesn't want you to live. She wants to put you under her. Guess what? How she takes your authority away, son. How? She kills you, and then you get reborn into your baby, and then she could be your mother again in some woman. So you're trying to tell me my mom don't want me to be above her? That's right. If the goddess says you're too above me, she'll kill you so you can become a baby again and say, now I'm your mother and I'm way over you. You'll be mad about that. Well, you're not even kidding. No, I'm not kidding. She wants to murder you so that she could make you a baby, and you'll be a baby, and then she'll say, good little baby, I murdered you last time, and I'm your mommy, and I'll be nice to you, maybe. But when you grow up and you get bigger than her in spirit and heart and power, she'll kill you then so she can make you a baby again. So understand what she's doing is repeated behavior that's not acceptable. Okay, so that's quite a message. It's quite a message. That's about all I got. I'll see you in the next video. And anyways, don't be mad. I'm told I'm going to die. Why are you going to die? Because I'm all bent out of shape. And I'm going to fucking get cancer. Because this is how you get cancer. When you're a freaking head mad. You'll get cancer eventually and you'll get sick. Okay, I know, but why are you going to... Because my mom, she's not being fair to me and she don't love me and she's trying to kill me. I can't do anything about it. I tried to love her and I tried to say, sorry, Mom, help. She says, she won't even tell me to F off. She won't say anything. Not anything at all, ever. She's waiting for me to die. She's ignoring me. It's making me mad. I can see her doing it.
Dude, you really want to calm down. The police are coming.
Oh, great.